5 signs that you are spiritually awakening. Spiritual awakeness is something that is more to do with like coming out of a dream. Something jolts you out of that dream. And you feel good. And you feel that you're starting to see a new world around you, signs and everything. And it's like that you've just opened your eyes, that you've been asleep for a long time. No more illusions start to be your call or understanding as you seem to look at life different. Let's go through the 5 signs that you are spiritually awakening. So number 1 is euphoric. Now, often something ignites us, something takes us from our everyday life. Sometimes it has to be a trauma. Sometimes it's just that we're seeing life different. But it's normally a euphoric feeling. When you get reconnected to what we call the connection to all, or the oneness, or the source, or the feeling of being of good or enjoying life, you tap into that sort of awakening that there's more to life, that there's a better connection. This is what I call the euphoric feeling. Where everything just falls into place. Everything seems like it's flowing. It seems like everything's just happening for you. And the problem is that this doesn't always last very long, because throughout your life you will have moments of being awakened and you suddenly feel that everything's good in life and you're at peace and you're at one with yourself. This is the soul trying to ignite you again, to understand that you're a pure energy, but just a vessel on this earth, that you come from a collection of energies that you can tap into, you can get guidance from, you can see. And that's when you start to think, hold on, what is happening? You start to question what you're doing, who you are, what your focus is, what makes you feel alive. And so this is what I'm saying, that when you start to feel the euphoric feeling, you know then that you're in that connection to all. And suddenly you take yourself away from your often known as selfish exploits. You start to want to know more about everybody else's life and what you can do and who you can be. Number 2, you start to see the world different. Things that you didn't recognize before just suddenly start to show up. People start to talk about spiritual things and start to things that they would never talk about. You suddenly start to feel different, starting to question things. And so all of a sudden there's new signs starting to show. Because once you start to reconnect, you've never were not connected. It's just a feeling of more, that you feel supported and loved, or you have more answers to share. And so this is the stage in your life where you start to question things, start to wonder. And so it's all about the journey. It's all about you opening up to see the beauty in all. Number 3, you start to feel as though you have a calling. This is basically, the calling is that you feel detached from this connection, from this energy within you. You've ignited in yourself the pure energy, the connection to all. And so as you experience stuff, you start to expand this energy. And so this calling is basically that your inner self is looking to connect more. From 0 to 7, we are the pure energy. And then after 7, we start to learn the lessons and the program that we put in. And so when we start to do things, like you normally find that when there's a crisis or something, then we kick into this automatic mode, this automatic connection. And then we feel a part of everything. It's like when we truly enjoy life. We have no resistance and blocks. We have no fears and doubts because we're too busy flowing on the wave. We're too busy enjoying it. We're too busy excited about life and what is around us and what is happening. And so this is the next point that we have to, on our journey, understand. Number 4, you just know this can't be everything. That the life you're leading can't be all there is. Because you're starting to tap into the world of connection, the world of endless opportunities and limitless. And wanting to be part of that energy is because you have ignited yourself. You've touched upon the magic of being connected. Being in the zone is another effect like it, where there's just absolutely nothing else. And so all of a sudden it starts to know that you want more. Your calling is just that you feel separated and you've awoken from the sleep of separation. And so you now know there's more to life. You now know there's more to you. You now know that you need to free yourself from this illusional world that we're living in, from all these restraints and restrictions and the programmings and everybody telling us how to live our life. Or often we spent our life trying to be like everybody else to fit in, when really we're already connected. And when we truly get connected, we start to share with like-minded people. We start to find other spiritual people awakening as well. We start to find that we want to do things that we share with. And so this moves on to our last point, which is number 5. We start to want to be of service. We no longer are becoming selfish. We want to share in this experience. We want others to feel this energy that we're having, this connection that we're having, this sudden new world of beauty all around. We want to get back to nature and share with nature. We want to enjoy life to the max. We want to do things that makes us feel alive. And that's because we're starting to get the awakening of the energy within us. And so what we start to do then goes on a spiritual journey to find ourselves again, to find out who we are, to find out our resistance and blocks and our lessons and our emotions that we've got trapped on the body and our stresses and our fears and why we're not having what we want out of life, why we're not living, why we have no peace, no harmony, no friendships. We start to focus on what our friends give to us. And is there more? And so in the sharing, we evolve. We grow. There's something, our past has made us into the person we are. It's given us the opportunity to become who we are. So we should celebrate it. But sometimes we are numbed by our senses, by too much negativity, too much pain in the world, because a lot of people are being awakened to being empaths as well. And so they're here to heal the world, to change the vibration of the world, back to the neutral energy, back to the source. But in retrospect, the source is out there. It's just that we, like our brain only use 10%, we're tapping into that which is not flowing, which is more blocks, which is more negative. But we need the negative to bring balance to the positive. You know, how can you challenge yourself if you do not know what the challenge is or you've not tried? How do you know how far you can go? How do you know that when you just start to do things, all of a sudden you're guided to do more? You're shown how to do it. Then all of a sudden you're going to say, well, I didn't even know how to do it at the start, but all of a sudden now I'm an expert in it. Why? Because you're tapping into the universal energy. You're tapping into a whole world full of ideas, inspirations, full of music and love, unconditional love. You start to love all things, even your enemies suddenly become the opportunities for you to step forward in life, to know what you want to be, to who you want to be. For often we suppress the emotions and fears of being like certain people, yet we spend our lives trying to be something or someone instead of who we are. By being the state of being and the energy, we already ignite, we already plant seeds, we already connect, we already help people by doing nothing but just being. That's which we are, a pure energy. And so the spiritual awakening has got many traits, many journeys you will go on, many hurdles, many challenges as you start to bring to the surface. The more you get connected, the more your body tries to free yourself from all these illnesses and all these restrictions and emotions and stresses on the body. And suddenly it will create more problems. And it's learning to not attach. It's learning to allow the universe to take it away, to let go of it, to bring peace, to bring good foundations so that you can keep flowing. Everything is relative to the journey. So everything is part of the journey. It's what you put to it, it becomes.